Hello everyone. So today what I am gonna discuss, today we will see step by step deployment of our Palo Alto firewall into the Google Cloud. Okay. So how I will basically go. First what I will deploy the Palo Alto firewall in Google Cloud, and after it I will do the configuration of firewall interfaces, and after we will add one machine behind the trust interface, or we can say inside interface of our firewall. Okay, so this kind of things I am gonna do here, guys. Okay, and also, so let me just tell you how, what kind of lab I will create. A this kind of lab where I am having my Palo Alto firewall, or let me just draw that lab here. So I have my Palo Alto firewall. Now this firewall have a management interface. This firewall also have one trust interface, or we can say inside interface, and one interface which is outside interface. This is also known as untrust interface, right? This is Ethernet 1/1 and this is Ethernet 1/2. I will use here 10.1.1.0/24 IP address. In outside network, I will use 10.1.10.0/24 IP address, and in management I will use 10.1.11.0/24 IP address, where on this interface I will use 250. Here I will use also 250. In this interface also I will use 250, which is 10.1.1.250. That kind of IP address I will use, and I will try to simulate this kind of level. And I will also configure one host here, which is in inside network. This is my host machine. On that host machine, I will assign IP, which is 10.1.100/24. Okay, so this kind of level I am gonna do into my Google Cloud. Okay, so now let me just start with this lab, guys. I'll directly go into my Google Cloud, and that Google Cloud, what I have to do first, I will basically create 3 VPCs. I'll go to into the VPC network, and you will see here, you will see multiple VPCs out there, but I want to create 3 VPCs. So I will just click on create VPC, give the name to this VPC like MGMT. I give the management VPC. This is my management VPC, guys. Description same, management VPC. Custom, I will use here custom, and I'll give the subnet name, which is MGMT subnet. Okay, region, what I will use here, region which is, I will use a US Central, some region into US, so I will use US Central 1. I will use region which is US Central 1, and the IP range is 10.1.11.0/24. I will use this subnet. Private Google access, I will just go with flow is off. I will just this thing. Dynamic routing mode, I will use here regional. Okay, let me just see. So this is more than enough, guys. Okay, now I will just click on create the VPC. So I have created one management VPC, and that management VPC is in creation history. Let me also create now one more VPC, and the name of this VPC I'll give like outside of what, I'll give like untrust VPC. Or let me just give outside VPC. This name is outside VPC. This is the outside VPC. This VPC connects with untrust zone. We connect with untrust zone. Okay. I'll go down. I will use custom. Okay. What I will click on, add a new subnet. I'll give the name like outside subnet, and in outside what subnet I'm using, I will use the range. So I will just put this into also US Central 1, and I'll just put here as well subnet is 10.1.10.0/24. Create this particular VPC. Make sure all fields are correct. So let me just see. Outside VPC. Make sure what is the incorrect thing I am having here. Let me just check. Okay, subnet range is fine. 10.1.10.0/24. Outside subnet. Outside VPC. So what is the error I'm getting here? Let me just see. US Central 1. This is the subnet range 10.1.10.0/24. Make sure all fields are correct. So let me just see what is the issue. Okay. Okay, so now I have also created this outside VPC. There was a one error. I'll tell you what was the error. Okay. So let me also create a inside VPC. So I'll give the name inside hyphen VPC. So the thing is what happens, you have to wait for this process to complete. Okay. That was the error I'm getting that time. Custom subnet is inside subnet. Okay. Region is, I will put the same region, US Central 1. Range is 10.1.1.0/24. Click on create. So this VPC is also in a creation mode. So the thing is I have created these three VPCs. Management VPC is there. I will minimize this default one. Outside VPC is also created. Let me refresh this particular tab. Now I have all these three VPCs here: inside, management, and outside, right? Now what I will do, I'll go to into my management VPC first. Go inside this VPC, and I'll just go to into the routes, guys. Okay. See, this management VPC having one default route pointing towards the internet gateway, which means if I'll put any machine into this VPC, I will able to access the internet. Let me just see the firewall rules. So in this particular VPC, I don't have any firewall rules, right? So I will add these firewalls later, because I will also access my firewall from here. So I will basically add the rules that time, or if I want to, let me just add the rules right now. Add the firewall rules, give the name Egress Rule, management VPC, priority this one, and what I will just, for all instance in this network, Subnet is 0.0.0.0/0. I will allow all kind of communication. Allow all, guys. Okay, and create this particular rule. Go back. I'll again go into this management VPC. Firewall rules. I will add one more firewall rule here for egress traffic. Egress rule into management VPC, and what I will just target is all instance in this network. I'll just configure a 0.0.0 means all IPs, all traffic. I want to allow all the traffic, okay, on this interface, because I will control, I will block I will apply the restrictions by using the. Now I'll just go back from this VPC. Same thing I have to do into the with my inside VPC route. This VPC also have default route. I will change this default route later into the firewall rules. Add a new firewall rule. Give the name for English traffic. All instances in this VPC, and the thing is ranges. This particular range, which includes all IP addresses, all ports. Create this rule. Click on edit one more time. Add one more rule, which is egress rule for egress traffic. We'll select egress. All instance IP ranges 0.0.0.0/0. I think in other rules I have forget to select this egress, right? So I'll change that thing. Okay, allow all. Create this rule as well. Now I'll go there. I'll just go into my management VPC one more time. I'll click on edit, firewall rules. This rule is applying to egress interface, right? So I will to modify this rule to select the egress interface here. I will click on edit, and I'll just go there. Direction is this one. I will delete it, and I will add new rule. VPC, management VPC. So these are the things which we have to do it manually here, guys. Okay. This one. Now egress traffic. So what I have to select here, egress interface, direction egress, and the thing is all instances in this network, IP range is 0.0.0/0. Allow all. I will just allow all the traffic. So these are the things which we have to perform in first time, guys. Okay, and after that go to into your outside VPC, and we will do the same thing into our outside VPC. Firewall rules. Add firewall rules. First rule I will use as a like egress rule for egress traffic. All instances in this network, allow all IP ranges 0.0.0.0/0, and direction is egress. Create. Egress rule name is already in use, so egress for untrust. I'll just give this kind of name. Egress, and let me add one more rule, which is for ingress. Ingress and trust. All instance in this subnet, and the range is 0.0.0.0/0. Allow all, create the rule. So this is how we have basically created the VPCs, where we have added the subnets. Now we have also basically created the rules. Okay. When this particular thing has been completed, now we have to go for the compute engine. So just click over there. Let me open the compute engine in new tab. So right now I'm in compute engine tab here. I will click on VM instances. Now I'm just gonna deploy the Palo Alto machine into the Google Cloud. I'll just create a new project here. This is my Palo Alto project. I will create this project. I'll just go to into that project, which is Palo Alto one. Till it's still in creation, so we will wait here for some time. I think all these networks and all we have created into EVNG project, right? So what I can do, let me just use the same project here. Okay, let me create an instance here. I will create one instance. I will create from marketplace. Now just type here Palo Alto, enter. BM series next generation bundle 1, BM series next generation bundle 2. What I will just select this bundle 1. It is having all the license and other things already installed. Okay, so I will use this bundle. These are the things which, see, monthly cost is, this is the estimated monthly cost, guys, for this particular device. Okay. Okay. So if when you are deploying, because right now I'm using the free tier, so that's why I'm able to do that. Okay. What I will do, if you want you want a less cost, what you can do, you can just go with this, bring your own license, this particular device. Here basically you don't need to pay any kind of license cost, guys. Just go down. Cost is very less, right? 14,000 per month. But bring your own license free. What, let me just use this particular VM. And instead of using that one, I will use this one because it will cost very less money. I will launch this particular Palo machine here now. So now this required API, the following API are required to deploy the Palo Alto VM machine. I will just enable it. Compute Engine API, Cloud Deployment Manager B2 API, and Cloud in this API. So right now, see, I am deploying here 9.1.3. If I want, I can change the version. I think I will get only the version 9.3 here. So I will go with this version. Right? Name, give the name like Palo Alto Firewall 01. I have to select the same zone, which is US Central, US Central 1A. I will just select this particular zone, and I will just all these things default, guys. this particular key I have to generate, guys. Okay, so how I can generate these keys? I will use like cmd. Let me open the cmd, and what I will type here in cmd, I will type shs hyphen keys, and this particular command I will type with hyphen t, then rsa. Then I have to define the size of these keys, so 2048, and after that I'll give this particular command to generate the keys. Now I will give the key name. So key name is basically, I can give the name for this key, which is maybe my PA, my Palo firewall. I'll give this particular name. In the empty for no password, I will not enter any password. Now key has been generated. Like if I type here dir, then so if you see here, I have created one file with my Palo fw, right, which is already created. So if I'll go to into my system, C drive, into users, into Lenovo, and you will see this particular key somewhere here. This particular key file you will able to, you will get here, guys. Okay, we will get this particular file. What I can do, let me just copy this file, and I'll just put this file into my desktop. Okay, and what I will do, I'll go to into my desktop now. We'll look for this particular file, which is pfw, and I'll just open this file with my open with notepad plus plus or notepad. Okay, so I will get this particular key. Let me just copy this particular key, and I'll just copy the entire key here. Okay, so the thing is now, I think here we have put this is not actual key which we have to put here. So let me just delete this key. Okay, what is the key I have to put? So when we have run this command, right, let me just go to into the cmd. It has generated public key and private keys, right? Public key and private key pair, right? So I have to put, so this is my this key I have to put, this rsa key. Okay, let's copy this rsa key, and I will basically put this particular key into my this place. These things I will leave default. Now I have to do the setup of my VPCs, right? So what I will just put here, network is, I will use my management PC, and subnet is management subnet. Done. So this is my, so this particular VPC I have added into my first interface, which is the management interface. Go down. Now we have a like network interfaces. What I can do, enable untrust, add a network interface. Okay, enable external IP into management means I want a public IP on that interface. Okay, now here what I have to, I will define the Add one more interface, which is outside interface. First I will use outside interface. Outside interface also need a external public IP address. Okay. Add one more interface. That interface I will make as a like inside interface, which use this particular segment. Right? And in inside interface, I don't want any kind of public IP address. In outside, I want public IP address. In management interface also, I want public IP address for the management purpose. Okay. So this is for enable external IP address for trust. So this generally interface is a trust interface. And if you see here, enable external IP for management interface, and the thing is enable external IP address for trust. So this interface we have to select as a untrust interface, guys. Just remember this number, actually this order. I just accept the agreement, click on this and just click on deploy. Now Palo Alto deployment is going on, and we will have to wait for this particular process to complete. When this particular beam deployment has been succeeded, which after that what which means we are successfully able to deploy the Palo Alto firewall into the Google Cloud. So let's wait for some time here. When we will able to deploy it, after we will just try to access this firewall from our PC and also from the Google Cloud CLI client. Okay, so we will wait here for some time. It is just deploying. So this particular process will take time. It takes around 2 to 3 minutes. So we have to wait here. Let's wait here because this see Palo Alto has been deployed successfully. Now just go back here. You will see your Palo Alto here. Click on this particular VM. Okay, so deployment has successfully deployed. Let me just see the other details. Palo Alto instance. Let me, if I want to connect it, I'll just click on SHS, and by doing this, it will open the SHS shell for of Google Cloud, where I am able to log in into the CLI of this particular file. I'll just come back here, guys. Okay, now what I can do, let me just, so this is my VPC, this is the Palo Alto device. Okay, these are some other details. This is the disk details and other stuffs. Go into this resource management. Now we are into here. From here we can able to see other details, right? These are the IP address of our Palo Alto machine. This is the public IP address of our Palo Alto machine, guys. I'll just copy this IP address and I'll just try to HTTPS on this IP from my system. Maybe HTTPS will not work for now. What I will do, I'll go to into this particular CLI here. I will try to connect. This particular process will take time because now Palo Alto is just now deployed. So it is just starting the application services. So we have to wait here for some time, guys. Let me also meanwhile try to ping that IP address, which is 35.225.145.72 with -2. I'll just hit the, we'll just keep pinging from here, ping. Now see, it is asking for the password. I just close this one. Now I will just try to connect to the serial console. First, I will try to connect with the serial port of this guy, console port of this firewall, guys. For SSH, I have to put the password. That particular key I have to put. Okay. Okay. So see, we have got the CLI prompt of your firewall. Now just type here admin and admin. Again, put admin. It's incorrect logging, which means it will take some time, guys. See, it's got the IP address from DHCP, which is 10.1.11.2. Admin. Let me type here admin one more time, guys. So it will take some time. Okay, because password based authentication may be also disabled, so not a problem. What I will do now, now I'll see ping is working, which means now I will try to SSH from my system here, dir. So I will just check for these two files. I'm having both these files here, right, which means I'm good. Now what I will do, I will sshs hyphen I pfw. Now I will just type, I will use this IP which is admin at the rate 35, then 225.145.72. I will just accept the fingerprints. I don't have any password on these keys. Okay, so I will just, now see, now I have to enter the Palo Alto password, guys. Receive disconnect from this machine, too many authentication failure for admin account, not an issue. Let me just do that one more time, guys. Okay, so I'm not able to log in, so let me just check. Okay, so the thing I find out the issue. The thing is we are using the incorrect name. We have to use, we are using PFW, but the correct name of your this particular file is mypalo.fw. So now I have used sshs-i mypalo.w, then admin this one, and I'll just enter, and I will able to log in on this Palo Alto machine. Okay, it is just trying to log in on the machine, so it will take some time. See, we have got the access of our Palo Alto from our user machine. Now what you have to do is just go to into configure, set device, system, host name, just change the host name, just set the like Palo Alto hyphen firewall 01, and also just change the, just set the password for your admin user. So what, just use set management config, press the question mark, and you can use users admin password, and just put the password. I'm just putting some strong password here. Now I'll just do the commit, and when this commit will complete, I can able to SHS on this particular device, guys, by using the admin username and password. And also I will able to open it from the web browser. Okay, let me just open this one. Let me just see if commit is complete or not. Not from here. Commit is succeeded. Now I can able to log in from here, which is admin, and password is, we'll put the password which I have set. And also let me just take the access of this machine from the, from my browser, from my, we can say, putty. Username is admin and password is also, and I have successfully logged into the Palo Alto machine via SHS and via Telnet. So this is how generally we will basically deploy the Palo Alto firewall into the cloud, into the Google Cloud, and this is how we will generally basically try to access this particular firewall from the GUI or from the CLI as well. Okay. Now, so if I'll go there, I have completed this particular step, guys. Now I'll just move towards the Palo Alto firewall interface configuration. Okay. So what? I'll just go to into my GCP portal. I'll go down here. You will see I'm having these interfaces, and these interfaces get the IP address which is 10.1.11.2, 10.1.10.2, and 10.1.1.2, right? What I want, I'll just click on, let me go down if I'll have some option. Let me click on edit here. I'll go down here, and I'll go to into these NIC cards, guys. Okay, and I'll just first go to into this outside NIC. This is the internal IP address. What I want a static IP address into my interface. So the thing is, name is permanent, right? Reverse IP address. So the thing, I think we have to go with this IP address only, guys. Like untrust untrust interface. Okay. So alias this one, see 10.1.10.0. If I want to add a subnet, I can add the subnets. Okay, so this IP address is fixed. So I think in my inside untrust interface, I have to use 10.1.10.2. Click on OK. And now I'll just go to into my NIC, which is, I think in this NIC there is some problem. Let me just see. Alias IP address. So let me just click like this, and let me just click on OK. Okay. So I have just reserved this IP address for this NIC. I also reserved the IP address for this NIC, which is inside NIC. Inside interface. And inside network, I will use 10.1.1.2. I think we have to go with these IP address only, guys. Okay. So we have basically just reserved these IP address. So this IP address will not change. Okay. If you want, you can also reserve the management IP address, but it's okay. Just click on this NIC card. Go there, static, MGMT, interface. Okay. Reserve. Just reserve the management interface IP address as well here. We have reserved all these IP address. Now what? Now we go into our firewall, into network, into device first. Let me just go into device, into services. I'll just go into this gear icon. I'll just configure the DNS 8.8.8. I will use the public DNS here. Second is 4.2.2. I will use this Google DNS. NTP I will leave default. Now I'll go into network, and here I will just configure this interface as the outside interface. Outside interface type is layer 3. So guys, in cloud only we can implement the firewalls into layer 3 mode. Okay, layer 2 virtual wire, these kind of modes is not available. Just remember, go into config, and first I will just create a virtual router. I will use my own virtual router VR01 and zone. Create a one zone which is untrust zone, or we can say this is my outside zone. IPv4 address 10.1.10.2/24. This is the IP address which we have reserved. So I will use this IP address in my outside interface. Here I will just make the interface up, and what I will also configure the interface management profile. Right, outside we can say ping, means I will only allow the ping service on this particular profile. Click on OK. Now I'll go to into this interface. Give the name inside. Interface type is layer 3. VR01 is the virtual router and zone is inside. So I'll just click here inside zone. IPv4 address is 10.1.1.2/24. Interface I will make up, and interface management profile I will use this ping profile here as well. By doing this, I have configured these two interfaces successfully. Now I'll go into virtual router VR01 and I'll just add one default route. So if I will receive a request from my inside system, default route 0.0.0/0, I will choose interface Ethernet 1/1 and IP next hop is 10.1.10.1. Click on OK. Click on OK. I'll go into policies. I'm having these two policies, right? What I will do, I'll just add one policy which will allow internet access. Traffic coming from inside subnet, inside subnet is 10.1.1.0/ 24, going towards outside, destination any, applications is any, service is also any, and just allow the traffic. Click on OK. I will configure one pet rule as well. Pet traffic coming from inside, going towards outside. Source ranges 10.1.1.0/24. Then do the translation on interface IP address of Ethernet 1/1, which is this one. Click on OK. Now click on commit. Now what I will do, so I have just configured the firewall in this way. Now what I want, now I have completed the steps till here, guys. Now what do now I want to add one machine into my trust zone, guys. And so what I will do, I will just install one machine into my trust zone. So what I will do, I'll go to into the Google Cloud here, go back, and I'll just go back here as well, and I'll just launch one machine, guys. So let me just create one instance. Give the name to this machine is Inside VM. I will put into the same central zone, general purpose. Okay, and I'll just change the machine type, which is, I just install here Ubuntu machine. Okay, I will select Ubuntu. 16 is also fine. Select here EC2 medium, 2 CPU and 4 GB RAM. That is also fine. Okay, it will work fine with this particular setup. So inside VM, let me just check. This is the zone. This is the machine type. Service account. Firewall. Just looking where I can basically put this machine into which basically US Central. Let me just create this machine. So now this machine is launching. And let's wait for this machine to come up properly. These are the subnets which we are having. So create VM disk inside VM and its boot disk inside VM. Operation file insert failed with message. This one quota cups exceeded. So what I can do, I think quota has been exceeded. So what I can do, guys, I will not able to deploy that machine because I am using the free Terra account. Okay. Let me just say if I'm get anything which I can do with the quota request, so I can increase the quota or not. Okay, then I have complete a quota for these CPUs and all, because I'm running, there is a one machine which is EVNG, right? This EVNG I'm running, which basically needs lots of RAM and CPU. That is the reason. So what I'll do, let me just go to into compute one more time. I will just check, see this instance. If I'll modify this instance, let me just do some modification on this one. I'll just put this machine into my inside VPC, guys. Okay, this subnet custom IP address. I will give here 10.1.1.100. Let me just save this one. If this will work, which the on host maintenance cannot be changed. Okay, let me just click on save. Okay, then I will use this EVNG machine as a inside machine. Okay, let's wait for this machine to come up. We can just see BM machine instance has been created. What I can do, let me just come back, and this time what I will do, let me just start this EVNG machine. So I have just stopped it yesterday. So let me just start this machine. And this is the IP address which is available into that machine. Okay. And I also want to do one more thing, guys, into my VPC, into my inside VPC here. I have to modify the routes, guys. Okay, I'll just go to into the routing table. I'll have this default route. I'll go to into this default route. Just go back. I'll come back here. I'm having this route and this route. I will just delete this route first. And I add one route towards my Palo Alto firewall inside interface. Okay. Default route towards Palo Alto firewall. VPC this one 0.0.0.0/0. Next to page we have to select here spy an instance. Instance is Palo Alto firewall. Let's just create it. Means we have pointed this particular towards our Palo Alto firewall inside interface. See, this default route has been created. Let me just see what is the status with this particular VM. So I think my quota is exceeded, guys. That's why I'm also not able to stop this machine. Because I have taken so much CPU into this machine, right? This machine I have taken around 8 CPU. That is the reason. Otherwise, this is how the things we have to configure actually in our Palo Alto firewall. Okay, so these are the things which we have to basically look into the Palo Alto firewall configuration. What is the other thing which, because I will not able to remove this machine because I have to do some more testing on that machine. Okay. Okay. So this is how we will generally create a lab on your Palo Alto firewall. We have created the labs, right? And if I'll go to into the session browser, let's see if I'm getting any kind of traffic. See, I'll do have some kind of traffic from here, right? This two towards this particular guy. Means some session has been already created, guys. Okay. Okay, guys. So thanks for watching. If you want to deploy it, you can just deploy the Palo Alto firewall in GCP by following all these steps, guys. Thank you very much.